All right, let's get it. Chance on three. 1, 2, 3. Chance!
Underneath to Riley, puts up a shot. OG for three!
Yes, okay.
Yes, sir! Oh, wow!
Welcome to Trailblazer Tip-Off.
Ball game! Trailblazers win! Welcome to Phoenix, Arizona, inside Global Credit Arena, here on the campus of Grand Canyon University. It is the final true road game for the Utah Tech Trailblazers this season, trying to break through on the road for the first time. They have yet to do so in the 15 true road games here this year. Hi there, everybody. Rod Zundel, glad to have you aboard tonight for Trailblazer Tip-Off. Grand Canyon, a perennial power in the Western Athletic Conference. They are number 2 in the conference standings. A game back of Utah Valley. Utah Valley is playing in Abilene against the Abilene Christian Wildcats tonight. We'll keep you updated on that. Trailblazers, well, they wrap up the regular season tonight in Phoenix, and then Saturday night they wrap up the regular season at home against Seattle. In these 2 games, they can do nothing to improve their record in the standings. They can't move up, they can't move down. They are the 9th place team in the Western Athletic Conference, and they will play in the opening round of the Western Athletic Conference tournament Tuesday at home in Burns Arena in the opening round, the play-in game, and they will take on Southern Utah, the 8th seed, for the 3rd time this season. They are 0-2 against Southern Utah. So the next 2 games, including here tonight against one of the best in the West, Grand Canyon, is just to try to get some momentum, try to feel good about yourself, and try to get on a roll heading into that opening round Tuesday on your home floor against your rivals. All you need to do, get prepared and win that game. Then you get to go to Vegas, and then anything can happen. That's why they call it March Madness. But Trailblazers coming off their 12th straight loss last Saturday night at home against Cal Baptist. They lost by 4, 61-57. They had an 8-point lead early, but then the Lancers came on and the Trailblazers couldn't recover. So let's go back now with this edition of Sounds of the Game last Saturday night at home against California Baptist. Welcome inside Burns Arena, a meeting of old rivals, Utah Tech and California Baptist. This is the 25th meeting between these two. We're off and running here in St. George, Utah. Madiba Owana buries the long ball. Riley. Beyond Riley, bust a 3. Madiba Owana inside, tough shot. Riley with the rebound, quickly out to UU Turay. Ooh, what a crossover, Turay! Oh. Hip, Turay. UU going at it on the crossover. What a crossover again by Turay! UU Turay, count it! The crossover king. Turay, oh my goodness, how did that go in? Bird right down the barrel, got it. Hakeem Bird starts off the second half. Hutchings. Yes, sir. Stone Hutchings. Gonzalez, deep 3. Got that one. Noah Gonzalez breaks the ice. Beyond, bust a 3. 61-57 is your final. California Baptist comes in and snaps their 2-game losing streak. So with that loss, the Trailblazers dropped to 2-12 in conference play. It's their 12th straight loss, and here on the road, they're trying to break through and get their first road win of the season. They're 0-15 so far this year. Meanwhile, Grand Canyon, as we mentioned, they're in second place in the Western Athletic Conference. Overall record of 22-6. They're 12-2 in the WAC. They've won 5 in a row. They've won 11 of their last 12. The only loss in that span, Cal Baptist. They lost to Cal Baptist. And their other loss in the conference standings would be against Utah Valley. Lancers are 15-1 here in this building this year, and they're 7-0 at home against Western Athletic teams. It is senior night here at Grand Canyon. They've had their ceremonies, and this, besides BYU and Utah State, This is the best atmosphere of college basketball in the western United States. What you're seeing right now, that's the student section. Packed an hour before the game. And when the teams come out, it'll be like a rock concert here. It is a lot of fun, and we're going to miss it because Grand Canyon is headed to the Mountain West Conference. They will possibly head there this summer. If not, then they will go to the Mountain West Conference next year. So now they are getting ready for the national anthem. So we will take a break and be back with more of Trailblazer Tip-Off and head coach John Judkins after this.
D.R. Horton is America's largest home builder, but with a local heart. Nestled just west of the Sand Hollow Recreation Area is a 600-acre master-planned community with beautifully designed single-family homes, cottages, and townhomes called Long Valley. Visit us at drhorton.com and join us in continuing the American dream of home ownership and build your next home with D.R. Horton, America's builder.
Experience the magic of southern Utah from the sky and the ground at Confetti Pebbles Hot Air Balloons. They take you on breathtaking journeys across the stunning landscapes of St. George, Hurricane, and beyond. But why just visit when you can live here? Priority First Real Estate is dedicated to helping you find your dream home. Together, they bring you closer to the community, closer to nature, closer to home. Confetti Pebbles Hot Air Balloons and Priority First Real Estate, where adventure meets home.
Hey there, sports fans. Ready to take a time out from the sidelines and jump into the action? St. George Regional Airport has you covered. Score big with convenient flights that take you from our Red Rocks to destinations around the globe. Whether it's the bright lights of L.A. or an exotic getaway across the Pacific, your adventure starts right here at home. When you're planning that epic getaway, St. George Regional Airport is your home field advantage.
This is the atmosphere here at Global Credit Union Arena on the campus of Grand Canyon University. And like I said before the break, besides BYU and Utah State, this is the best atmosphere in college basketball in the western United States. All right, welcome back to Trailblazer Tip-Off. Rod Zundel here counting down the moments until tip-off. Utah Tech trying to get their first road win of the season and also trying to knock off the second-place team in the Western Athletic Conference, Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon will be without their leading scorer, Tyan Grant Foster. He'll miss his fourth straight game. He's backed up, banged up, and they're still playing for something because they wanted to get that number one seed like they're accustomed to in the Western Athletic Conference tournament. Right now, Utah Valley has a one-game advantage on that. So, time now to get the final word with the head coach, John Judkins. And, you know, what do you want to accomplish, especially tonight when a win or a loss will not affect where you sit in the standings? You're going to be the ninth-place team. So what do you want to accomplish in the next two games beginning tonight with one of the best in the conference? Here's Juddy.
So what do you want to accomplish tonight?
Well, they're always a fun team to play. Number one, that place is going to be rocking. No matter if it's us or whoever it is, it's their senior night, so they're going to want to go out to win. So our idea is to go out there and spoil it. That's the whole idea. But we want to be playing the best we can, Rod, going into Tuesday, win or lose. We just got to get the rhythm or the momentum. We want to make sure we don't get hurt, and those kind of things. We got to be smart with that. But like you said, either way, they're playing for something because they're still got a chance to get a number 1 seed with them in Utah Valley. Utah Valley's got a tough. They're on the road for 2 games, so we know they're going to be really out to get us, but. We'll give it our best. We have a lot of guys. Some guys are sick still, so we're trying to get them healthy.
Are you going to try to play more guys, give some younger guys that really haven't had a lot of opportunity?
Yeah, I think so. That's kind of the plan. Try to, we're going to see how the game goes, and then try to get our guys some rest, like you said, maybe. But I still want them to continue to play. I don't want them to, hey, sit them out. I don't think that's the best way to go. But I think we're going to get a lot of guys some different time, and they got to be ready, and we'll see how it all fans out.
Is this time of the year you already know where you're gonna be next week, kind of like an audition? Maybe not just for this year, but next year.
Yeah, maybe we can look at it that way. I don't know. We'll see. But again, it's still. I guarantee those guys are gonna want to play when they see this crowd and how they get into it. They're all gonna want to play a lot of minutes. So we just got to be smart with it and try to keep, because like you said, we know where we're at, we know who we play, but we want to be playing our best going into that Tuesday as well.
So what do you want to see from your team tonight?
Just compete again and play together, share the ball, and there's no pressure on us, Rod. Just go out and have fun and just relax, be loose, and just let it come. And I think if they do that, who knows what could happen.
All right, back inside Global Credit Union Arena here on the campus of Grand Canyon University, and you see the Trailblazers making their way out on the floor right now as we are counting down the moments until tip-off. Normally the tip is around 7:02, but tonight here they have a 7:08 tip-off, so we still have a ways to go before we actually tip this thing off here in Phoenix, Arizona. But another good shot of the crowd right there as we are getting closer to the Trailblazers. Now, Trailblazers going to have their work cut out for them. Grand Canyon's the number 1 scoring team in the conference at 78 points a game. They're the number 2 team in defense, allowing only 68 points per game. They're the best against the best defense, holding the opponent's field goal shooting to 45%. They're one of the top rebounding teams in the conference. They're number 1 in the conference in free throw attempts, the number 10th in the nation at 25 free throw attempts per game. They're number 1 in the conference in free throws made per game at 18.5, and that's good for number 8 in the nation. And the Trailblazers have had trouble keeping out of foul trouble and keeping the opponents off the free throw line. So that's going to be a key factor tonight. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, what does Grand Canyon head coach Bryce Drew and the I Love Lucy show have in common? Never thought you'd hear those two things in the same sentence, right? Well, we'll explain what we're talking about when we come back. Utah Tech, Grand Canyon tip-off, counting down the moments.
Welcome to St. George Academy, home of the Dragon Slayers, where academic excellence meets individualized learning right here in Southern Utah. At St. George Academy, we believe in challenging our students with rigorous curriculum, preparing them for a demanding college experience and beyond. And it's all tuition-free. Our unique Pathway University program offers accelerated courses, allowing students to earn college credits in high school. Experience the St. George Academy difference, schedule your tour today, and join us on your educational journey.
Yesco is a proud partner of Trailblazer Sports Vision and Utah Tech Athletics. Yesco specializes in manufacture of custom electric signs and displays. From the smallest to the largest, Yesco can design, manufacture, install, and maintain an identification package that is tailored to your specific needs. Yesco has been serving Utah businesses for well over 100 years with quality signage and exceptional service. To see how Yesco can serve you, go to yesco.com.
Craving something sweet but healthy? Come to Berries and Cream, the original spot for fresh berries in our delicious sweet cream. Locally owned and operated right here in St. George. we offer a cold, refreshing treat that's perfect for the southern Utah climate. Fresh fruit has never tasted so good. Berries and cream, the original taste of St. George.
And welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. Counting down the moments till tip-off, Utah Tech and Grand Canyon. All right, so head coach Bryce Drew, he had an illustrious college career. All-American, played for Valparaiso for his dad, Homer. 1998 in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Coach Bryce Drew hit a game-winning three-pointer to advance to the second round. Then he played 6 years in the NBA and then went overseas. And then he came back to coach his alma mater, Valpo and Vanderbilt. Spent some time as an ESPN analyst. And now he's the head coach of Grand Canyon. Well, his father-in-law is Keith Thibodeau. Who is Keith Thibodeau, you ask? Well, if that name doesn't sound familiar, for those watching on Trailblazer Sports Vision, maybe this picture will look familiar. Yeah, Keith Thibodeau, Bryce Drew's father-in-law, was Little Ricky in the I Love Lucy show. Little Ricky Ricardo Jr. on the I Love Lucy show with Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz Jr. That is head coach Bryce Drew of Grand Canyon's father-in-law, Little Ricky Babalu. And now you may have known something that you did not know previously. All right, referees give me a fist bump, but I do have to say when they first came into the arena, they gave a couple of Grand Canyon players high fives. I don't know if that's a bad omen or not. But here we go. We are getting ready for tip-off. Utah Tech and Grand Canyon. You can hear the game on the Fan Sports Radio Network. We'll have that coming up. Should be a fun one here tonight. It is one of the best in the West. Grand Canyon, Utah Tech looking for the major upset here in Phoenix, Arizona. Tip-off Trailblazers and the Lopes coming up next on the Fan.